The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again. It's where we are. It's Thursday, right? Okay, we're coming to you live from New York City because that's where we originate, but it doesn't stop us from going around the world because we're a global entity and we're all across the world, all around the nation, and you can pick us up anywhere. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. I'm going to be with you for the next hour. And in this hour, of course, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And that's why we call it the Talk Back Live. We're going to drag you in on the show where it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, it's 5 p.m. on the West Coast, Friday morning, 1 a.m. in London, 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Okay, so set your clocks wherever you are because you may be in a different time zone. Whatever your time zone is, look at it because that's what we come on and where we come on in your area and the time that we come on in your area right there. Okay, so we're glad to have you aboard with us. Stay with us. We've got a lot of things to talk about today, and I want you in on the conversation. Now, those of you who've been around with us for such a long time, we're so glad that you are with us. And we want you to stay with us. We are going to take you through this whole show with great conversation. And you guys who have been with us for a long time, you already know the story. You already know the deal, right? So we're going to let you know that you know the protocol. But for everyone else who may be joining us for the first time, let's see. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you. And let me show you what this show is all about. Now, as the host of the show, I am going to get together right now. And we're going to, start things going. Now, how I start things going, I throw out a conversation because I'm in the prep mode of getting things started. So as I throw out a conversation, in the meantime, you can go on your computer, be it laptop, desktop, whatever it is, your tablet or your telephone, type in, use a keyboard, type it in, whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. It's all about a free exchange of ideas and of opinions. And of course, you guys have a lot of that. So there you go. So whenever you feel like talking, if you have anything in specific that you want to talk about too, other than what we throw out for you, feel free. Because if it's important to you, it's important to us as well. And we like to get everyone in on what you think. Okay, so that's where we're going. Now, being that you ought to know that we come on 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, I understand we're not on Instagram tonight. Something's going on right now on Instagram. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe they could try to straighten that out. Hopefully, we don't know. Sometimes there's a technical flaw or something. Sometimes these things happen, but we are on YouTube and Facebook right now. So if you're all around the world watching us, you can jump on any one of those platforms. Those of you who are watching us on Instagram, just kind of let me know when things are rolling. Well, I mean, of course we'll know, but we want to make sure that you get a chance to see because a lot of people, maybe they tune into Instagram and for whatever reason, they can't find us. So if you're under the sound of my voice and you can't find us on Instagram, come over to YouTube and come over to Facebook. Now, if you come over to YouTube, that'll give you a chance to go onto my YouTube channel and subscribe to us because that's one of the things that we want you to do is subscribe to us. Now, we have a little strip, a little black strip or so. It says subscribe. And it's in white border, black, it's a black border in white print and says subscribe. All you have to do is just take your little mouse and click it on or click it on with your fingers, however it works for you. and you're in. Now, don't worry about it. Subscription is free. You don't have to pay anything. It's all free subscription. All you have to do is just click on. That'll give you a chance to know from now on, whenever we come on live, you'll get a chance to see us as we give you that instant notification that will pop right up when you're online. You'll see it because a lot of you may forget about the show next week. But if you're online, you get the instant notification, and that will get you right there as soon as possible, right? It's right there. Okay. And for those of you who are watching us on the other places, of course, what we want you to do too is let your friends know about us. And you could do that by doing this. All you have to do is cut and paste the platform that you're watching us on right now. Wherever you are. I already told you the platforms that we have for you: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Cut and paste the platform, which is called the link, actually, in layman's term. Cut and paste that and send it out to your friends. As many as possible. We would love as many as possible because we would like the more the merrier that comes in. If they like what they see and if they like what they hear, they'll come back again and again, just like you. So do that right now. That'll be great. We would like all of your friends, family, and your relatives to come aboard and join us. And we have a lot of fun here. We really do. And again, if you're in another time zone somewhere, you look at your clock, that's what time we come on in your area. We're coming out of New York. So right now it's after 8 o'clock. It's 5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock where we are. And it's 5 minutes past the hour wherever you are. Okay. So there you go. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. Not too far away, we're going to call on Brian Camp. Now, Brian Camp is our sports guy. And he's going to be here. He's going to come to you live from Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he's coming from. All right. That's where he is. That's his location. And you're going to see him live. We'll have him right on the screen. If you're watching us on Facebook and, of course, YouTube, you'll see him. And, of course, he'll bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. Now, if you have any sports-related questions of any kind, Brian will be able to answer them. When you see him here live, and all you have to do is ask him, whatever whatever you want to ask him about sports, and he'll have the answers for you. And if he doesn't have the answers for you at that particular point, he will get the answer for you. There's no question about it. Okay. So get your questions ready when he comes in, and you can actually see him. Now, those of you who are watching us on Instagram, I hope we get back with that soon. I don't know what's happening with that, but just in case, whenever we come back and you happen to be on Instagram, we want you to know that you won't be able to see Brian because Instagram is Meta. Meta is not allowing that so far. Whatever it is, we don't have the luxury of putting his face on camera right with us where we come from. But you could hear everything he's talking about. You'll hear everything he says. That's if Instagram comes back. We hope it does. But for the rest of you, you'll see him right here live on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, again, have your questions ready when he comes along. Oh, it's great to be alive, isn't it? It's great to be alive. And I am so glad to be one of the living people with you. And I'm so glad to see you all. And we thank you all for being along with us. Now, later on in the program, what we're going to do, we already told you about sports, but not too far away, we have what we call This Day in History. This Day in History. And of course, on this day in history, there's something going on. Here it is, the 25th of September. Now, something happened on this day in history on the 25th of September. And by golly, history is being made today somewhere around the world on this day. So by the time next year comes around, we'll be able to tell you about it. But in the past, September 25th, whatever happened on this day in history, well, we have a laundry list of what happens on this day in history. We'll tell you more about that. That's coming up later on in the program. Also, towards the end of the program, before it's all over, we have those movies for you. Now, you know me, I like those classic movies from Turner Classic Movies, and every week I go into the Turner Classic Vault and kind of pick out what's happening during the week for your weekend. Now, I look at the movies and pick out the ones that I think, I can't pick them all. I can't do them all. I just pick out the ones that I think that are more interesting to watch. And I think some of the movies that I think that you're going to like, we take that aside for you. Okay. And we have those coming up for you. So that's coming up at the end of the program. And later on, I'm going to give you my information on how you can get in touch with me as well. So we have all of that coming on. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, Instagram, or any other publication that's broadcast or social media outlet. So we got all of that out of the way. So in the month of September, if there's anything to celebrate, we do celebrate it in the month of September. And of course, first of all, before we get into all of that, I want to let you know, guys, if you did not do it yet, so just so you know, that the flu season is right around the corner. You already know that, right? I don't have to tell you about that. You already know that. Every time I say that, you know, it's time to get your flu shots. So if you're so inclined, your flu shots are available now. They're all available. Also, COVID, the update COVID vaccinations are available to you now. I took mine today, so I'm all covered. I took the flu shot 2 weeks ago, and today I took the COVID shot. So they're all available. All you have to do is go to your pharmacist, wherever it is, whoever serves you, and you walk right in there and say, I want to take the shot. Now, depending on where you are, you may be able to do that. In some cases, you have to probably just go online and make the appointment. It doesn't matter as long as it's done. I know here in New York, we do that, and it started this year. This is the first time they're doing it because I remember last year and previous years before that, we had to make an appointment to get whatever shot that we needed. You have to make the appointment. But now they say you could still make the appointment or you can walk right in. Of course, you know, I walked right in and I sat right down and they gave me a pop in the arm and I'm all set. So that could be the same thing in your area. If not, make the appointment. And once you make that appointment, keep that appointment because it's very important. Because if you don't keep the appointment, and the only option that you have is to make the appointment. If you don't keep it, then you have to do it all over again. You have to find another date that's available. And of course, you want to take these vaccinations as soon as possible before the flu season actually kicks in officially. All right. So if you get that all out of the way. Now, some of the questions that you may have, when should I take the flu shot? I already told you. When should I take COVID? I already told you. You can take both at the same time. You can. It's safe. You can take both shots at the same time. Or you can do what I do. You could take one shot one time and another shot the other time. I expanded 2 weeks. I took the flu shot 2 weeks ago, and then today I took the COVID shot. So I think that's the way I like to do it. But, you know, if you feel free if you want to take both shots. And they will ask you anyway, you want to take the flu and the COVID at the same time? And if you're inclined to do that, then do that. That's very important. But as long as you do it, it's very important. Well, starting on the 15th of September, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, Spanish Heritage Month. And that started on the 15th of September, in the middle of the week. So it's going to go on through the next month up until the 15th of October. So that's what we're celebrating all month long. Now, there may be things that are happening in your community, in the Hispanic community. We like to celebrate as well. If there's some kind of celebration or some kind of event that you want to promote, and let us know where you are, and then we can talk about it and we can pass the word on to everyone else out there. And of course, we want to make sure we all celebrate it. It's a great month for Hispanics, and not just Hispanics, anyone who wants to celebrate. I celebrate it, and I'm going to celebrate with you. Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th up until October 15th. So there's a lot of partying and a lot of things to do. Also, just to remind you also, this is Prostate Health Month. Now, I'm talking to the men at this point. You know, you guys, I always look out for you guys because I'm a survivor of cancer, of prostate cancer. So that makes me a person that want to come out and just shout from the rooftop about this, how important it is to make sure that you're in good shape in that department. Now, starting at the age of 45 years old, I would say safely 45 years old and up, you ought to see your urologist and let him check you out, let him check your PSA levels and make sure that you're down at zero, because that's exactly where you want to be. If it escalates, then of course you'll have to check with your doctor and possibly take, I don't know, other measures to find out what the problem is to bring it back down. Science is beautiful because science, from the day that I was diagnosed up until today, everything changed. Everything is made easier. Everything is, people are fighting it and dealing with it better than they did before. And I'm glad about that. I'm happy about that. So if you are 45 and up, see your urologist. Now, if you're in a good shape, if you're down at zero, he may say, well, you're down at zero. I don't have to see you for another year. See you next year. If there's some kind of issue that's going on, he may say, well, come back in 6 months or come back in 3 months or whatever it is. He want to make sure that everything's okay. So you want to keep that down. There are ways to take care of these things, all right? So that's prostate health month. Now, for you ladies, I want to talk to the ladies now. Gynecologic cancer awareness month. And so therefore, you ladies, just like the guys, visit your, not urologist, visit your gynecologist, right? And make sure everything is good there. Maybe he or she has to see you every year, every 6 months, depending on your condition. And thing that you want to do is make sure that you're staying healthy in that department. So every woman, I don't care who you are, go and see your gynecologist whenever you're supposed to go, whether it's every year, every 6 months, or whenever your doctor, he or she says, I want to see you in my office. Go there and check it out. You want to stay as healthy as possible. National Blood Cancer Awareness Month, too. Of course, there's another thing that's going on. There's a disease called multiple myeloma, which I told you this before. My mom passed away from that. That's a blood and bone cancer. It seeps into the blood and the bones. People are dealing with it's better now than it was before. All of these things that I'm talking about is better now than it was before. So make sure you have your blood tested. Because when you get a certain age, doctors are going to drain you anyway. They want to check because even when you guys, you take your, and you women too, you take your examination from your gynecologist or your urologist. They take blood, check your blood, see if everything's okay. They do that, and then at the same time, they have they can check your blood for other things too to make sure that everything is other than what they called you in for. Also, it's National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, so be aware of that. I'm not too much up on that. I should research that a little more and find out a little more about it, but I'm always willing to talk to someone about it that knows about it. But that's something that's set aside for this month as well. This way you can get a chance to learn more about it. And if you have family or friends that are under that umbrella, you want to pass the word along to them that this is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And you can go online and you can research it as well. And speaking of going online, it is National Suicide Prevention Month. Now, we have two communication sources that you can get in touch with these people. Now, if you, a family member or a friend that you know of considering suicide, before you do that, don't do it. First of all, don't do it. And before you even think about it, call someone. You can call 988, 3 digits, 988. You can talk to someone professional and they could guide you along, help you along, encourage you. Not only can you talk to them, you could also text that number, 988. You could text or call someone, anyone you prefer. If you don't want to talk to anyone personally, you could text and get information, find out more who you can talk to. They're there to help you too. Also, there's a chat service, which is called 988lifeline.org. That's 988lifeline.org. Not only will you get a chance to chat with professional people, you can also chat with people who are in the same situation as you. They could talk you through a lot of things. People who were once in that position where they got cured and got out of that funk and decided to volunteer and talk to other people, which is a good thing to do because if you're experienced in something, you want to share it, your experience with them to let them know. Okay. So there you have that. Listen, if you guys went to work today, it's the end of the day here. But it's National Daughters Day. You guys, who has daughters? Anyone have daughters? Okay, so it's National I was online, I was on Facebook, and I was watching some of the photos, people posting photos with them and their daughters, just celebrating that. And of course, even though it's National Daughters Day, of course, you always want to have that bond with your daughter. Sons, don't worry about your parents. If you have a sister and she's getting all the attention today, that's because it's National Daughters. Your day is coming up soon. Don't worry about it. And you can't make this stuff up too. If you're hungry, it's National Lobster Day. I love lobster. Can't get enough of it. Seafood. Growing up as a kid, I had an uncle that used to work at a fish barge. And I needn't tell you that all of the family had all the fish, all the seafood they could eat. We were rich when it came to that. But it is National Lobster Day. Okay, now here we are once again. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be with you for the balance of the hour. Elaine Merck Bender, one of the last surviving actors who played a Munchkin in 1939 classic The Wizard of Oz, has died. Bender auditioned for The Wizard of Oz in 1938 and was selected as one of the 8 children who would dance and sing as part of the Munchkins ensemble. And she was 94 years old. It's time to get started right now. I promised you that Brian Camp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Again, if you have any questions at all, sports related, that's the man to talk to. Right? Am I right about that? Or am I
You're
right about
right. Yeah,
that?
you're right about that. Absolutely. Hello, 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 hello.
How you doing?
That's okay. I'm doing fine. It's a Thursday afternoon, wherever you may be. It may be in the evening, maybe in the morning. But or it may be Friday morning, believe it or not, depending on where you are around the world. Hope all is well with you. And all I'm coming live from you from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where currently it is 77 degrees with a chance of rain tonight. So I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we say it hasn't rained in a while. It's been like a couple of weeks. I don't know why, but but it is what it is. So maybe now we'll get some rain because we need some rain here in the Queen City. It'd be
Well, we
good. It'll be helpful.
we had
So
rain here. We haven't had rain in a while either, but we had rain here. We had a lot of it today. It started with drizzles yesterday and more intense today, but tomorrow is going to clear up here in New York. So
okay, well that's good then. That's good.
yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. So, but let me get to sports. Not much to talk about, just the pennant race, and we had Thursday night football tonight. Um, check your local listings, of course, of your teams for week number 5 coming up. Was it week number 4? Excuse me, week number 4. There's a game coming on from this weekend, coming from Ireland. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to be playing in Ireland this weekend. So the NFL has been really expanding a lot when it comes to um, you know, things like that where they're trying to go global. And so this is what we're doing now in the NFL, and look like it's happening more and more. But we also got the pennant races with 3 games left. This is the last weekend. And look at this. The Yankees are now in a tie for first place. However, they don't hold a tiebreaker against the Toronto Blue Jays. So the Toronto Blue Jays have the tiebreaker, but there's a dead heat. The Mets are still battling too for that final playoff spot. I believe they have a 1-game edge for Cincinnati and the Diamondbacks. So as we come down to the last 3 games, this last weekend is going to be these last three games are going to be really fun. Most of the teams that's ahead of them already clinched. Now it's just about basically trying to go for positioning for home field advantage for the upcoming playoffs, and we're just gonna just have to wait and see. But we can't make any picks yet until after Sunday when all the games are going to be finished and finalized. But this day in sports, September 25th, 1934, Lou Gehrig plays his 1,500 consecutive games. You know, he held the record for many years until Cal Ripken Jr. broke the record. 1955, Al Kaline of the Detroit Tigers is the youngest batting champ at the age of 20 to win the batting title. He batted 340. 1962, Sonny Liston knocks out Floyd Patterson at 2 minutes and 6 seconds in the first round to win the title. 1965, 60-year-old Satchel Paige of the Kansas City A's pitched three scoreless innings. Imagine 60 years old playing professional baseball. That's amazing. And he pitched three scoreless innings. 1966. This must have been one of the lowest point in New York Yankee history. The smallest Yankee Stadium crowd of 413 people. Wow. See the Chicago White Sox defeat the New York Yankees. 1973, New York Met defeated the Montreal Expos 2-1 on Willie Mays night at Shea Stadium as Willie Mays announced his retirement from Major League Baseball. 1980, Jerry Mumphrey joins Ozzie Smith and Gene Richards to steal 50 bases in a season. That's never been done before. Three guys steal 50 bases in the same season. In 1940, Rusty Staub joins, 1990, this is 1980. Yeah, 1980, Rusty Staub joins Ty Cobb, who hit home runs as a teen and in his 40s. I'm going to say that again. Rusty Staub joins Ty Cobb to hit a home run as a teenager and in their 40s. That's a rare occasion. You have to, first of all, you got to be really good to come up in the major leagues to be a teenager. And this where this was accomplished. Birthdays today. 1905, Red Smith, sportscaster and columnist, born in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 1917, Phil Rizzuto, Major League Baseball shortstop, Hall of Fame broadcaster, was born in Brooklyn, New York. And Huey Brown, 1933, who is still alive, was NBA Hall of Famer coach and broadcaster, was born in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of sportscasters here whose birthdays are on this very day. Red Smith, Phil Rizzuto, and Hubie Brown. 1951, Robert Bob McAdoo, NBA forward/center, was born in Greensboro, North Carolina. That's a little bit down the way here, around 90 minutes from where I'm at. 1965, Scottie Pippen, NBA's six-time NBA champion, was born in Hamburg, Arkansas. 1971, John Lynch, NFL Hall of Fame executive and player, GM for the San Francisco 49ers, was born in Inside, Illinois. And happy birthday to 1976 to Chauncey Billups, NBA guard, Finals MVP in 2004, and he's a coach presently with the Portland Trail Blazers, was born in Denver, Colorado. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
And the Yankees are losing 3-1. They won. They were when they started in the second inning, they were one run ahead. It was 1-0. So the White Sox are they're
The
battling.
White Sox is one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball.
They
Jeez.
are. They are. It's Little League. But maybe the Yankees will come back because they hit them pretty hard last night. They
Yeah,
hit the
well,
White
it's still
Sox.
early. It's still early.
Yeah, it's
So
still early. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're gonna find out how far they're gonna go because they did clinch the other day. You know,
right.
for yeah. So we're gonna find out how long it'll go. Uh,
Okay.
I I I kept ragging on the Yankees all year long, but I got to tell you, they didn't drop no lower than third place this season. Then they bounced up to second place. So I give them credit. They're still my team. They're still my boys.
I think it's more of the Toronto Blue Jays faltering towards the end of the season for the Yankees to catch them to be in a
Yeah,
tie. But the Yankees can't lose this game. I mean, they got 4 games left. Uh,
yeah,
so and everybody else that's not playing tonight, will start their 3-game series tomorrow.
Yeah,
It'll be 3 games after tonight. But the Yankees cannot lose this. Oh my goodness.
they have to win the rest of.
That would be terrible.
Yeah. Well, we'll check it out. We'll stay on top of it and see what goes on, and hopefully, next year your Giants will be a little better. But you don't want to hear that cliche. Maybe next year. You
Yeah,
never want
next year is too far away.
too far
Away.
too far away. Okay. Next week when we're gonna meet next week.
Yeah,
When next
we
week
are
we're gonna
going to be tentatively, we're going to be in Florence, Italy.
when we do the show, right?
We'll be on Talkback Live
Yeah.
in Florence.
Yeah.
The next day, we're going to be in Rome.
Okay.
Thursday on that Friday, I think it is.
Okay.
Yes. So
And I'm going to ask you to co-host the show with me. How about that?
yeah.
Will you do that?
Yeah, I got to talk to my producer. Yeah, but I think that we could work something out. I got to talk to her.
I'll keep my fingers crossed
yeah, I think that she might would
because
be
she's pretty tough.
release me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's pretty tough. So I guess we'll talk to you. But what about tomorrow? Are you because you're going to be on the road, right?
I'll be on the road, but I'll be on the road, but we'll be simulcast from my vehicle.
Oh, okay. You could still come. You could still
Oh
be
yeah,
on tomorrow.
yeah. I'll be
Oh,
on.
okay. All right. All right. So we'll look forward to that. It's going to be get some sleep. I know you're going to be out on the road early tomorrow, right? So
Yeah,
get some sleep.
the sleep is mandatory. I'll be able to get some sleep and get a couple of hours before I head out tonight. But
Yeah.
yes, I'll be there on the coffee hour.
Okay.
I have my cup of coffee because I'm going to need it. You know, so I will
Okay.
be yeah.
All right. Well, get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow, and I'm going to, clarify what we just said to the listeners, to the people who are watching right now.
Yeah,
Have yourself a good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Take care.
sounds good. Take care.
Okay, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And of course, he's with us every week with the latest developments. And of course, if you have any kind of question, you could still ask the questions, because I could pass it on to him. Or even tomorrow when he comes on, sports related questions, let us know. And we'll definitely do that. Hey, I want to say hello to Mary Reed out there from Brooklyn, New York, who joined us once again. She's out there watching us she's watching us on YouTube. Way to go, YouTube. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, we want you to subscribe to us. We would really like you to do that. Please subscribe to us. We need you. We want you. So subscribe to us, and we really appreciate that. All you have to do is when you go on YouTube, you see the little strip there that says subscribe. Click onto it. It's free. It's free. Nothing to it. So there you go. So welcome, Mary. Thank you so much for being with us, and the rest of you. I'm not talking to the people on Instagram tonight. We're not on Instagram tonight. We had a technical thing, and I found out later as I went through it. They said the account on Instagram, our account on Instagram, doesn't allow us to do it tonight. It's not eligible. I don't know what that means when they say it's not eligible, but they say try again. So try again is more encouraging than not eligible. I don't know what they mean by not eligible. When you talk these platforms, they talk in circles. They talk one thing to disencourage you, and then the other thing that says something that might be a little encouraging. So I don't know what that means. Not eligible. Your account is not eligible. Try again. Maybe it's technical. It could be technical. We've been through this before. So the only people I'm talking to you today are the people on on Facebook and YouTube. Those are the only people today. Maybe it's some kind of conspiracy. I don't know. Thank you. Speaking of conspiracy, Jimmy Kimmel, welcome back. Welcome back, Jimmy Kimmel. Boy, you know something? I tell you, I saw that show. I saw that show that night when he came back. I saw the show. And I said, I normally don't stay up and watch a late night show, but I said, I'm going to watch my boy Jimmy. And I want to see what he says. And I'm so proud of Jimmy. He didn't let anything sway him. He just took a breath for the days that he were out. Just took a breath, talked to his lawyers, all of his staff members. They got together. They had their little meeting, and it says, "Let's go. Let's do this. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get back out there." And there he is. He's back out there. And guess who's pissed off about it? Taco man. I want to be a taco man. Well, that's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I'm sorry. It's one of those things. You can't get your way like Mick Jagger said on the Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want. That's true. No, Mary, I'm not on Facebook. What I meant to say was we are seen on Facebook. So after the show is over, when this show is reproduced, we post the show on Facebook. All right. No, I'm not there live on Facebook. So I'm sorry. I know I know that's what you want, and we try every day. But getting back to Jimmy Kimmel, I'm glad he's back. And I didn't know whether or not when they said they were going to suspend him indefinitely, they were going to suspend him indefinitely, you know. And when they say indefinitely, it can go either way, maybe gone forever or maybe on hold. But Disney, ABC, they grew a pair and decided, well, look, we're losing money. And maybe that's the only reason why they did it. They're losing money. They were losing money. People were canceling their subscription to Disney Plus. They canceled their trip to Disneyland. People boycott ABC. And they wanted our boy Jimmy back. And now we got our boy Jimmy back. Jimmy, thank you, and thank you for not changing. That's the thing. Thank you for not changing. He's still ragging on you know who. Good. Don't change, baby. Don't ever change. Okay. What do we say? We go back in time. All right, because back on this day in history, as we go back in time, in 1959, Hammer horror film The Mummy, starring Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, is first released in the UK. On this day in history, 1965, the Beatles cartoon show begins in the USA. In 1970, Ringo Starr releases his second solo album, Buku of Blues. And that's a collection of country music and was recorded in Nashville, Tennessee. Back in 1972, KAVT, which is now KSMQ TV, Channel 15 in Austin, Minnesota. It's a PBS station that begins broadcasting. On this day in history in 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor is sworn in as the first female U.S. Supreme Court Justice. In 1983, the 35th Emmy Awards go to Hill Street Blues and Cheers. Ed Flanders and Shelley Long also took home the prize. In 1991, Paramount at Madison Square Garden in New York opens. In 1995, Virgin Records releases David Bowie's 20th studio album, Outside. In 2007, Columbia Records releases Bruce Springsteen's 15th studio album, Magic, and he did that with the E Street Band. In 2007, Hear Music, Universal Records releases Shine. That's Joni Mitchell's 19 studio album. In 2018, comedian Bill Cosby sentenced to 3 to 10 years in jail for his 2004 sexual assault. First celebrity to be jailed in the Me Too era. That's the Me Too era. Journalist Barbara Walters was born on this day in 1929 in Boston, Massachusetts. She died December 30th, 2020, and she was 93 years old. In 1936, on this day in history, actress and dancer Juliet Prowse was born in Bombay, British India. and she died in 1996. Actor Michael Douglas was born on this day in 1944 in Brunswick, New Jersey. He's 81 today. In 1947, model Cheryl Tiegs was born in Breckenridge, Minnesota. In 1949, actor Anson Williams, who played Potsy on Happy Days, was born in Los Angeles, California. He's 76 years old today. Actor Mark Hamill was born on this day in 1951 in Oakland, California. He's 74 years old today. Actor Christopher Reeve was born on this day in 1952 in New York City. He died October 10th in 2004 at the age of 52 years old. Adverse reaction to antibiotics after suffering a cardiac arrest. In 1961, actress Heather Locklear, who played on T.J. Hooker and Dynasty, was born in Los Angeles, California. She's 64 today. Actor Will Smith was born on this day in 1968 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's West Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's 57 years old today. And actress Catherine Zeta-Jones, who's married to Michael Douglas, was also born on this day in 1969. And so they celebrate birthday, man and wife celebrate birthdays together. And she was born in Swansea, Wales. She's 56 years old today. In 1973, actress Bridget Wilson was born in Gold Beach, Oregon. She's 52 years old today. On this day in history, 1953, statesman Mikhail Gorbachev weds Arisa Maximova, if I pronounced that right. On this day in history, 1954, actress Audrey Hepburn, weds actor Mel Ferrer in Bergenstock, Switzerland, and they got divorced in 1968. In 1965, romance novelist Danielle Steele weds a banker Claude Eric Lazar, and they got separated in 1972 and divorced in 1975. In 2004, actor Kevin Costner weds second wife, model Christine Bungardner. In Aspen, Colorado, they got separated in 2023. Actress Mary Astor died on this day at the age of 81, died on this day in 1987. She was 81, pulmonary emphysema. And she was born May 3rd in 1906 in Quincy, Illinois. Back in 1988, Billy Carter, that's the brother of President Jimmy Carter, dies at the age of 51 from cancer. Actor, comedian Don Adams from Get Smart, remember him? Well, he died on this day in 2005. He was 85. He died from lymphedema complicated by a lung infection. And he was born April 13th, 1923 in New York City, in Manhattan, in New York City. In 2010, radio television announcer of Highway Patrol. Remember that? Some of you may be too young to remember that. Highway Patrol. And he's an actor, Art Gilmore. He dies at the age of 98 years old. Singer Andy Williams died on this day in 2012, 84, bladder cancer, born December 3rd, 1927 in Wall Lake, Iowa. And that's what's happening on this day in history. And those of you who may have something that you may know happening on this day in history, please tell us. We would like to know. All right. And of course, we'll pass it along to everyone. And because we don't know everything, we assume that we do, but we don't, so let us know what you think. Okay. Let's see. Mary says it's okay. At least I can. She's talking about, I guess this is something I'm reading later. She says it's okay. At least she can go on YouTube and watch us. So she's very happy about that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. But for the rest of you guys, if you're trying to get in touch with me, please do. I have an email address and a telephone number. Can you dig it? An email address and a telephone number. And I am going to give you my email address first. Okay. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, you can contact me for any reason at all, even if it's just to say hello. Hello. And just say, hey, I saw the show. I just wanted to say hello. I didn't want to come out here, in front of everyone because I'm shy or whatever it is, just say hello. Or if there's some kind of activity going on in your community, you would like us to know about it, and we would definitely broadcast it for you. Or if there's something you want to talk about the show, maybe sports, or maybe critiquing the show, or maybe suggesting what we could put on the show, or anything at all. I have these, and they still work. Even at this age, they still work. They haven't failed me yet. Okay? So keep that information in your electronic devices, such as your Facebook, well, not your Facebook, but your computers, be it laptop, desktop, your tablet, your telephone. Keep it in all those devices. If you have more than one device, keep it in all of the devices. Because the reason why I say that is because if one is not available at hand, you also have something else. All right. And you can go in there and use it anytime you want. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So keep that in mind and get in contact. We would love to hear from you. The email address, once again, is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Brian was here earlier. We talked about next week, and I just want to we just said it off the cuff, but we didn't go into detail, so I'm going to talk about it now. I talked about before Brian went off the air. I said, Brian, I will see you. We're going to be together, actually, on the show together next week. And he said, yeah, we're going to be together. We're going to be on location. Now, when we come back next week on Talkback Live, we're going to be broadcasting on location. And we're going to be in Florence, Italy. We're going to be in Florence, Italy. We're going to be broadcasting from Florence, Italy next week on Talkback Live. Okay? And we're going to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be out there visiting. We're going to go out to Spain. We'll be out in Spain. That's going to be our first stop. Our first stop is going to be out in, I think it's Barcelona, Spain. And then we're going to go over to Florence, where we'll be doing the broadcast. And then the following day, when we do the coffee hour, we're going to be in Rome, Italy. And we're going to give you all kinds of information on what we're doing. And you know something? I may even do throughout the day, come on live on Facebook while we're touring and show you where we are, what we do. I may do that. I can't promise you that. But I do promise you the coffee hour and the Talkback Live. Okay, so next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be on the same time. The time doesn't change in your area. The same time, we're going to, of course, we'll be in a different time zone, but the broadcast time is the same for the rest of you guys who watch the show on a regular basis. The time doesn't change at all. We adjust to the time. The time is not going to adjust to us. So when we go out there, we're going to adjust to the time to make sure that we come on the air live at your time. All right. So nothing is going to change in that department, just so you know. New York, 8:00 at night. Thursday, 8:00. It's still going to be on, even though we'll be in Italy. The same thing for the coffee hour. If you're in New York, it's 10:00. And for the rest of you who watch us at any given time, usually your regular time, that's the time we're going to be on. So we're looking forward to that. That's next week. We'll tell you more about that too. On the coffee hour too as well. We'll remind everybody, because everybody who watches this show don't always watch the coffee hour and vice versa. And then some, like Mary, watches both shows. So she's in the know about everything. She knows about everything. Don't have to tell her. She knows about everything. Okay, so that's next week. Well, bulletin. Remember the old back in the old days in radio and TV, they used to call them bulletins. Here's a bulletin from CBS FM, or the bulletin from CBS TV, or here's a bulletin from ABC TV. They used to call them bulletin. Now it's breaking news. Remember? Maybe a lot of you are too young to remember when they used to say that, but they used to call them bulletin. Here's a bulletin. But now it's breaking news. And breaking news tonight, just in case you didn't hear about it, former FBI Director James Comey was indicted today on 2 counts. One was obstruction, and the other false information that he provided. Okay, that's all we know right now. And I smell a rat. I look at this and I smell a rat. Now, if Comey is guilty about certain things, it has to be dealt with. But I smell a rat because I have a feeling that this Comey situation is another case of retribution. Think about it. I am your retribution. I am your hero. I am this. I am that. I am your taco man. I am your taco man. Anyway, so he was indicted for that. I got to get more information. Maybe you guys know more further information than what I just gave you, but this is before I came on the air. This is the information I got. So I obviously can't get any more information that I already know about right now, other than what I just gave you until I get off the air. Okay. So he was indicted. So I do smell a rat here. And it doesn't smell good. It doesn't smell good. But then again, I never get too close to dead rats anyway. I don't even get close to a live rat. But there's always something going on here, ladies. So I am going to check on that. I'm going to check on that further when I get off the air. This is all I know now. Now, when I come on tomorrow on the coffee hour, I'll probably have more information about it. And those of you who are watching us, except for the people on Instagram, because we're not broadcasting on Instagram tonight, there's something happening with that. Hopefully it's a better day. Maybe it'll come out tomorrow. Maybe it's a technical thing that's going on Instagram, but we're not going live on Instagram tonight. So Facebook and YouTube is the way to go. So again, let me repeat that for all of you who didn't get that. Former FBI Director James Comey was indicted today on 2 counts: obstruction and false information. It's criminal, false information. Doesn't that remind you of something? Isn't there a certain person that did worse than that? And now he resides at the outhouse on Pennsylvania Avenue? Just saying. I think what it is, this man is so pissed off right now that there's a lot of things that's not going his way. And I think Jimmy Kimmel is one of the things that he's pissed off about. And now the Epstein files are resurfacing. Okay. So he has to find something to do. And so I smell a rat. And maybe there's nothing to this. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing to this. We'll see. And the taco man hit New York. He came to New York. Now we got to fumigate the city now. He came to New York. As you already know, New Yorkers know that every year around this time, the UN has all of the people coming from all around the world, the dignitaries and all of the diplomats. They get together for the meeting at the UN for a whole week. All right, tomorrow's the last day. It started Monday, Tuesday. The taco man came into the town, and when he came in, there were a lot of demonstrations that day. There were none the other days, but a lot of demonstrations that day. They went to the point when they had blocked one of the streets, stopped the traffic from going on. They arrested a couple of people. But when this guy comes in, every time he comes in, there's something going on. We don't want you here. Don't you get it? We don't want you here. He made an ass out of himself, too, when he got up on the big stage, right? As they call the world stage. And The reason why you got to understand something. Remember, did you see the footage when him and his wife were going up the escalator? They're getting ready to go up the escalator. As soon as they got on the escalator, it stopped. You're not wanted here. Don't you get it? They stopped the escalator. You're not wanted here. You're not. We don't want you here. Get out of our town. It was your town. It's not your town anymore. Get the hell out. Don't come back. But he'll be back again, creating havoc. I have movies. I only have one though. I only have one this week. Excuse me. I only have one movie this week. And this is a movie I think a lot of people might enjoy. I enjoy it very much. I see it every time I see it, I just get a kick out of it. I only like the first one. I don't like sequels too much. This is called French Connection from 1971. Gene Hackman, Fernando Rey, and Roy Scheider. And it's on Turner Classic Movies at Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. So now, if you happen to be up, fine. If not, if you still have your cable box, DVR it and watch it at a later time. It's at 12:30 a.m. Saturday. That's Friday night, Saturday morning. That's The French Connection. It's a good movie. And by the way, if you are going to watch some of the other Turner Classic Movies, go to Turner Classic Movies and go down the line, the list of a lot of other movies. I only picked this one. This was my only pick of the week, my pick of the week. But there may be others that you may like. If you go to Turner Classic Movie, you go down the line, scroll down the line, and find out there are some other movies that you may like. Put it on your list for this weekend and see what you like. And while you're there, the other thing that you can do is check out some of the other movies, the pay-per-view movies, go on demand. You got the pay-per-view movies. You also have the free movies, which there are a lot of them from A to Z down the line. You can go there and check those out. A lot of movies that go back to the past. Some may jog your memory. Others you may say, wow, I missed it the last time. I'm not going to miss it this time. You can check out all of those movies. Also, you have a lot of children's program, documentaries, sporting events. Sporting events, too, sometimes if you miss them in real time, if you miss some of the sporting events in real time, you can check it out on demand the following day. Sometimes, I can't say all the time, sometimes without commercial interruption or fewer commercial interruptions. Does that sound nice? Right. And then you have all of the network icons. You can check out all what's happening on all the networks, your soap operas, your favorite soap operas. If you missed them in real time, you can check them out. They repeat themselves. They're right there, and all of those great things. And documentaries. I love documentaries, chock full of documentaries. You check it out. That's all you have to do. Just go there and check it out. It's a good thing. Okay, so let me give you that movie once again. It's called The French Connection. They got a French Connection too, which I didn't like too much. Again, once you do it once, leave it alone after that. French Connection, 1971. Gene Hackman, Fernando Rey, and Roy Scheider. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. That's Friday night, Saturday morning, 12:30 Eastern. Okay, that's a.m. Eastern. That's the French Connection. I'm going to watch it. Are you going to watch it? I don't particularly have to watch it at that time because I have it in my archive, so I can watch it anytime I want. So that's good. But, for those of you who don't have archives for movies, archives, I should say, for movies, this is a good time to check it out. And again, you could always check it out at your very own convenience once you record it on your box. You have that box, right? That DVR box. Record it in that, watch it later. Okay? And that's it. French Connection. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on my YouTube channel, please go there and subscribe to me. Subscribe to the channel. And make sure that you do that. It's free. You don't have to, I'm not charging anything for anyone. It's free. So go there and do that. And because it'll give you an opportunity to know whenever we come on the air live, you'll get that instant notification, and it helps us out a lot too. So please do that. I really would appreciate get your family and friends to do the same thing. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for me. We're going to come back here next week. Now, tomorrow, first of all, tomorrow, we're going to be here in the studio. And for the coffee hour, Brian Camp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we look forward to seeing you then. We'll be here with coffee and donuts, the whole 9 yards. And then we're going to come back next week, but we'll be in Florence, Italy, broadcasting live from Florence, Italy on Talkback Live next week. And we'll be on at 8 p.m. our same time, New York time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talkback Live. Okay? And we look forward to seeing you then. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Toodles.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.